Managing food and supply costs is a crucial part of operating a successful early learning center. And that's why we're excited to introduce you to Food and Supply Source, a company dedicated to optimizing food and supply spending so you can focus on your mission. It's my pleasure to introduce Wyatt Stumbo, the National Sales Director at Food and Supply Source. Wyatt has extensive experience in procurement and cost-saving strategies and is passionate about helping organizations like yours maximize efficiency and reduce expenses. Today, Wyatt will walk us through how Food and Supply Source works, the benefits they offer, and how you can take advantage of their services. We'll also leave plenty of time for questions at the end of the presentation. With that, Wyatt, I will turn it over to you.
All right, hopefully everybody can hear me. I appreciate the intro, Henry, and appreciate the time, everyone. I know we're all busy. You got businesses to run, and it's just a busy time always. So I'd like to start. Food and Supply Source is here to support not only childcare, we support all social human services organizations. And so as you see what I present today, if you think not just for my business, but maybe for my personal life as well, there could be an opportunity that we could engage with you in those personal opportunities as well. So hopefully you can see my screen on your side. And I'm going to walk through what we do and how we do it. So Food and Supply Source was founded in 1999, and it was founded by a food sales rep who found that amongst his customer base of childcare facilities, they were getting charged the most. They had no buying power. And he thought, it doesn't feel right. So he took 5 of his clients. He went to Kellogg's. He asked them to write a deal on a product for him, and they did. And there was not the same owner for every location, all different owners. But he thought, okay, there's something here. So then he went to another location or another manufacturer and said, hey, will you write a deal for me to bring their cost down? And they did. And that was really the beginning of Food and Supply Source. Now we've grown over those years to hundreds of thousands of deals and contracts that you can take advantage of for free by just being on our program. So the 3 things that we offer are what's on the screen. We're offering completely free to you group purchasing for your location, meaning bringing all our clients across all the scales of our company, negotiating those costs, and then bringing a better price to you. The next thing we're going to bring to you is dietitian services to help you create menus. You're providing food to your kids. You might be doing breakfast, lunch, snack. Maybe you do dinner. All programs are different. Maybe you got multiple snacks, but at the end of the day, you're either getting money from the government or not. And we're a CACFP partner. So if you are, we'll help you stay in alignment with them. But you've got a budget. And our dietitians will write menus with product that is in stock at the local distributor to make sure you stay within budget and that it's easy to order. And then lastly, we have our own customer service team because we know that when you order product, it just as I do in my personal life, it doesn't always show up the way you expect. It doesn't show up at the time that you expect. And those conversations, sometimes it's easier if someone else has them on your behalf. And we're willing to have those conversations on your behalf with the distributors that are sending the products. So how do we get you better costs? Food and Supply Source is part of a larger company called the Buyer's Edge Network. Buyer's Edge has over 200,000 members. In 2024, we did over $70 billion in member revenue. Some of the brands on the screen are members of ours, but that's between national restaurants to nursing homes, casinos, hotels, childcare, Head Start, Meals on Wheels. We take all that revenue and then we go to those manufacturers and we tell them, hey, we bought X amount of this product through our membership group. We need a better cost. And then we pass that cost on to you as a member of the program. So where you may be buying, let's say, a Dole fruit cup for your children right now, and you're paying the price that you would pay because you don't have scale, you don't have a lowered cost. You come on our program, maybe you save $6, $7 on the case, all because we've grouped our buying power. But it doesn't stop with just the manufacturers of the products. We also work with the person that's going to distribute it to you, the supplier. Because a lot of childcare, you're considered in the distribution world, the world I came from. I spent 13 years in food service distribution before coming to food and supply source. Most childcare locations, unless you have a bunch of them, are considered street sales accounts where you've got a rep showing up, they're walking you through your order, they're charging you how they'd like to charge you. We negotiate with the distributors of the products what they're allowed to charge you. So we negotiate both sides of your business. The people that are making the food and then those that are bringing it to you, so that there is locked in contract pricing. Now, we market in the beginning that our program's free. The people on the screen are those that pay our company. So it's free to you. And when you engage as a member and you start buying, the distributors and the suppliers are the ones that pay us. When we look at engaging with you, it becomes a simple process of what are you buying and where can we find savings? So we'll do a full comparison and just examples on the screen. Maybe you're buying graham crackers, but because we have contracts, there's dramatic savings. And these are real opportunities that we've done when we do comparisons, because not everybody gets charged the same. But when you come into our program, because we're contracted, you're going to see a lot less fluctuation in your price, and you're going to see a more aggressive price. When new members come on, they come on for the savings. We promote 10 to 35% savings. That's realistic numbers when people join our program. But I'd say they stay because of the menus. Childcare, those that are on the call, I don't know what your role is in your facility, but typically if you're the owner, you're the manager, you're the finance person, you're the kitchen person, you're everybody. You're the one that's going to get the food, you're serving the food, and it's hard to create new menus. You kind of get stuck and you're doing the same thing. The cost of food is changing. You may or may not be keeping in the budget you want. You might not even know. You just know what the bottom line is at the end of the month. When you get onto our program and start buying food, we give you free dietitian resources. We have multiple dietitians on staff. And being that we're a CACFP partner, we understand how to write menus for childcare, and we will write those menus for you to give any sort of variance from what you're doing now. When our dietitians look at the program, they understand you've got a cost per kid per day. You can only spend so much money. Typical costing in the US, $251 a student. How are you going to make a budget to stay within the $250 a kid across 5 days a week, 2 meals, breakfast, lunch, and a snack? It gets hard. I'm sure you're shaking your heads thinking, yeah, we know it's hard. We're doing it. Our dietitians will write those menus to keep you in your budget. We found this need as a company 15 years ago. We came across this independent organization called Nutrisource, and they were doing this on their own. And our company acquired Nutrisource because they were so good at what they were doing. And when you come on board, if you want to engage, you'll work hand in hand with the dietitians. They'll work with you to walk through, what are you doing now? What could that look like you see on the screen? Here's a few first pass. They'll walk you through back and forth. Yes, our kids would eat this. No, they wouldn't. This is what we've been serving. This is our demographic. Maybe you've got a large Middle Eastern influence, or maybe you have a large migrant influence. And so the meal style has to change, but still be within budget and restrictions. They're going to walk back and forth with you until you settle into the menu that you like, that meets all the different things you need it to meet. Once you agree on what it looks like, we have a marketing department that if you would like it to be marketed, they'll walk through, they'll design it, make it look pretty so you could share it either electronically or make prints to hang up or hand out. They will walk you through, what did it cost? What did my breakfast really cost me? And when they do this, they back it up with the recipes so that if you want to, you can redo these recipes later on. Now, don't get me wrong, you can work with our dietitians as much as you want. They're going to create up to 6 weeks of menus at a time for you. And if you say every 6 weeks, all right, I'm ready to go again, we're there to support you in your business. What we find a lot of people do is they'll do menus with us a handful of times, and then they just start doing their own cycling. But at the end of it all, we want to make sure that you're getting the 5 things you see on the screen. If you're getting CACFP funds, you need these 5 things on the screen. If you're not getting funding, it's still great to have these because it helps you rerun your menu cycle. You're going to get the menus that have been through marketing. You're going to get the nutritional piece of it as an analysis, but also the recipes so that you can remake, you can put them in a booklet, you could have them available for the person that's coming through working your kitchen. If that person changes out or they're unavailable, it's not hard to remake. But then also the costing of the product. Probably the most important piece for you as a business owner is the costing relevant? And then lastly, that whole weekly budget to make sure at the end of the week, if you spent $220 on Monday, but $270 on Tuesday for the child, and then the next day was $250 and $240, how does that average out on your budget? We need to make sure we're within budget, keeping you in business, making your money go further. In the process of looking at your menus and looking at what you're buying to make sure that we can provide what you're buying, not only us on the sales side, but also our dietitians, we're always looking for alternatives, right? As you see on the screen, there's such a typical one. You see a lot of folks are buying, full cases of apples. Well, we know you're going to have to take them. You're probably not going to give the whole apple. Maybe you are, but probably not because the kids are little. You're going to have to cut them up. Why not buy them pre-cut, pre-portioned? We're looking for these sort of solutions that's going to save you time. We're looking for, okay, you're buying a pretzel. Well, what about a whole grain alternative that's more, it's less than half the cost? Well, as you put that across the whole year, you're going to put $1,000 back in your pocket at the end of the year. We're looking for anything we can to try to put more money to your bottom line as we look at what are you buying and then what do we have under contract and available that you can purchase. It's not just food though. While food is the biggest expense to you, we have over 800 non-foods programs available once you come on, from staples as you see on the screen. We have programs with HD Supply. We have programs with Sherwin-Williams. We have programs with, if it's a contracted portion of your business, credit card machines. We've got national contracts with over 800 companies to help support all different segments of your business. And so what typically happens is someone will come on board, we get the food going, we'll do an evaluation of how you're doing in the program. And then during that evaluation, we'll sit down and go through some of these non-foods, at least our top 30, and get a feeling of where you're at. Because we understand you're the business owner, you're the maintenance person, you may or may not have contracted things that you don't really think about. I don't think about. I don't think I need a contract at Home Depot when I buy paint. But since I've been with Food and Supply Source, I wish I would have had the Sherwin-Williams contract we offer. I would have saved a lot of money when I painted my house. That goes same to you. Even if you're paying a contractor to come, why not get a great contracted rate on the product before they do the labor for you? So really like to look at all these non-foods programs. They could be just as important, if not more important, to your bottom line once you come on board. If you're familiar with Real Food Service Rewards, it's changed names over the years, but this brand is also part of our parent company. And as you buy from us, you can redeem your points. And this is to buy things for your location like you see on the screen. Could be a radio, could be a vacuum. It's a point redemption service. And because it's part of the same, our ownership group, we always like to engage everyone. It's free to you. You're already buying products. You might as well get credit that you can use elsewhere. Last but not least, our program, again, geared towards your business. You come on board, you're going to get savings, you're going to get dietitian resources, And all we require is a $500 delivery minimum. We primarily use Cisco throughout the US. We do use some performance and some Cheney warehouses. But depending on where you're at in the state of Florida, we are primarily with Cisco. We can evaluate what you're buying, and that's the first step. The first step to get engaged is connect with me after the call, send me what you're purchasing, send me your distributor invoice. We'll plug it exactly in. And we're going to give you a spreadsheet back that says you bought this many cases of this item at this cost. This would be our cost on our program, and this is how much you would save. We give you the good and the bad. We may save you $10 here. Maybe they just really buy something well, or we don't have a contract and we would be more expensive on the next item. Super transparent, because we want you to be part of the program. At the end of the day, we know the value we bring, but you don't win everything or we'd be lying to you. So go through each line, look at where the savings is, and then tell you, okay, this item's different, but extremely similar. Would we be willing to look at it? Or this is McCain brand instead of Lamb brand. Would you be okay with a different smiley fry? Are you okay with a different applesauce brand? We'll look at all those options to see, again, how do we put more money to your bottom line? How do we make you more successful in your food side of your business? One thing missing that I don't have in the deck, but I think is very important, lastly, is that customer service piece. When you come on board, I don't know what it's like who you all buy from right now, but when you come on as a member of Food and Supply Source, you continue to get your support from your food service distributor. However, you get an added layer of support with our customer service team. You're going to get an inside sales rep that can do orders on your behalf. You're also going to get a manager, and they're going to evaluate out of stocks with your distributors. They're going to help you with credits and returns. They're going to help you with payment if you need help with payment. They're going to look at all those behaviors. And then they're going to help us also look at some of those non-foods programs to help you save in other areas. And that is really what Food and Supply Source does. I'd like to open it up for questions.
Thank you, Wyatt. Are there any questions from attendees? And I do just want to let everybody know that we are recording this presentation and we'll be sending the recording out to anyone that registered. So, if a question isn't bubbling up now, but you watch the recording and a question comes up later, we'll have Wyatt's contact information, as part of the slide deck in the recording, and you can reach out at that time too.
If you got questions, reach out. We're on the business advocate page with my contact as well. And I'm a believer like most, there's no dumb question. And so we're here to support you in your business and here to support you with your kids. And again, appreciate the time.
All right, well, we'll give it another minute or so and see if any questions come up. While we're waiting here, I'll go ahead and just put this slide up for everybody. Again, this has Wyatt's contact information here. So you can jot that down if you'd like. All right. Well, Wyatt, I want to thank you for sharing this valuable information with our membership. And those of you that were able to join today, thank you for joining. I do encourage you to contact Wyatt, to take the next step in optimizing your center's food and supply costs. Again, Food and Supply Source is one of FACM's business advocate members, and we believe they bring great value to you and your centers. So please don't hesitate to reach out. And if you'd prefer to reach out to me, I'd be happy to make the connection as well. So either way.
Thank you, Henry. Thanks for having me on today.